You spot a strange lizard gazing over the water with a steady, malcontent stare. Yes, you recognize him from the ship. It would seem you're not the only one who survived the tentacles of the deep. The lizard turns about with the graceful ease of a dancer, or a duelist. You lock eyes with his, two smouldering embers that sizzle your very soul.
Yes, I imagine you do. You're made of sterner stuff than I first gave you credit for. Chances are I wouldn't have survived the shipwreck. You have my gratitude.
Hand over heart, he salutes you with a bob of the head. More than a nod, though less than a bow.
Yes, I'm sure you've all the makings of a hero and all that, but let's not get carried away, shall we? Now then, if there's nothing further... I'm sure I don't mean to sound condescending, but I had thought it quite self-evident I was...
He sighs dramatically.
Tell me, what do you see when you cast your glance over this ocean? Memories. Quite so.
He looks out over the water once more, and
as for myself, when I consider this vast expanse before us, I see continents dotted with mighty cities. And shimmering along the soft curve of the sea's horizon, I picture the palaces. Of course, it's rather specific. Quite obvious.
Suddenly, having all the air of being deeply affected...
Well, don't just stand there gawking like an ape at an abacus. Or do you really mean to tell me you don't know who I am? The very same. I am the Red Prince, the All-Conqueror. Of course you know me.
There's a brief moment's pause. During...
That said, I suppose I must own up to the fact that the grandeur that is my fate has hit a bit of a snag. But never you worry. For the throne I was destined, and my throne I shall have. Truly. A kind offer indeed. And fine, I accept. On one for reasons I'll not disclose right now, I've reason to believe one of them may be present on this island. Promise me we'll look for him, and I'll extend you the blessing. You do tend to beat around the bush, don't you? So, now that that's settled, even if you are as versed in the art of eloquence as I am, as a born fighter, I prefer the perfection of the blade myself. But I'm well acquainted with the secrets of magic, and yes, even subterfuge. What say you? Very well. Onwards then to victory or death.
The Red Prince nods and gives you a smile that...
Now, as you're aware, you'll be traveling with a prince. Proper forms of address include Your Majesty, Your Royal Highness, or if you're feeling particularly frivolous, My Lord. As your luck would have it, I seem to be fresh out of luggage, so of course there are other forms of protocol to bear in mind, but...
The Stone King watches over the water. The old king responds. He vibrates. You feel the power. The child has a small mirror in his hands. He holds it up at angles, inspecting his eyes, his chin, the crown of his head. He spots you, and his arms snap to his sides.
I'm not supposed to talk to strangers. Why? I guess. Well, the people who put me here are human, and the people who took my parents away are human too. Or do you mean because I'm a... Are you a sorcerer? One of those guys that brings the bad void things here?
The child looks at you straight on, unafraid, searching.
I don't see any source on you or me. I guess they're wrong, or crazy. Maybe you're right. At least they don't mind where anyone goes. They know we can't leave the island, and it's a lot nicer out here than But you didn't die. There isn't anywhere safer. You'll see. I guess I am, but you can stay out here with me if you want.
Yes. Is it an audience you desire? I intend to rule an empire one day, not a tiny... To that end, I suggest we focus on the obvious. Of course, I'd much appreciate it if we managed to find a dreamer first. There was a small incident which prompted my many... Such a nuisance, the law. Quite necessary to keep the common in line, of course, but one such as myself it should exempt as a matter of course. Notice that, did you? For future reference, if I don't answer a question, it's because I don't want to. I hardly know you as yet. Let's leave some mystery in the relationship, shall we? We can exchange criminal records later. As am I. A prince should die of old age. That said, I've the distinct feeling I wasn't meant to die today. For despite your heroics, I was still cast into the water. I sank. I drowned. But there was something in the water. a voice made of air that soothed my flooding. Truly, how intriguing. Still,
He hesitates.
are you a religious person? I'm rather relieved to hear it. Religious persons tend to be all too self-important in their supposed humility. As for myself, I perform the ancient rites of prayer and ceremony. After all, when one is revered by many as a living god oneself, public deprecation would be needlessly self-important as well, wouldn't you say? There isn't much to say. It's the portent of it all. I can feel it. The revelation will be... and justified it is too. As certain as the sun, such is my conviction. I will be. Deplorable surrounding for an agreeable conversation, but go ahead.
A black cat? Well, some would see this as an omen.
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, its eyes clear, and...
Hey, lady. It's a lot nicer here than that stink. I'm sure glad you went back to save the others. Saw one of them wringing out their tunic at the shore a few hours ago. Say hi for me. Adults always want to talk. 1, 2, long dead of the crew. 3, 4, pretty shells on the shore.
We already... Stay back, sorcerer, and stay silent. Our Godwoken speaks.
We know you've been helping sorcerers escape, Atusa. We have proof.
I'd sooner cut my tongue out than lie to you, Alexander. I know nothing of any escapees.
If you can tell the Godwoken no more, your tongue is of no use. Cut it out.
This can't be serious, Alexander. Come!
You should know by now to obey your superior, Magister, whatever she may ask.
Atusa pinches the tip of her tongue with 2 fingers and brings her dagger to its root.
Stop! My father, may his soul rest in peace, would be disappointed in you, Atusa. To think the fate of our realm hangs in the balance. Dallas?
Yes, Your Holiness?
I believe we're done here.
What a waste. Come, we'll be needed elsewhere.
Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
The Lizard Magister, or what's left of her, lies in a puddle of gore.
She was a lizard, yet a magister. No matter her reasons, her penalty was fair.
He hasn't changed a bit. Always late. Come on, old man. I can't wait all day.
Come on then, Legsy. Pay up.
This is not your business, Long Pig.
Don't let this moss muncher talk to you like that. Especially a cheapskate like this one.
An intense-looking man steps between the thug and the elf and rolls up his sleeves, revealing well-muscled and heavily scarred arms. You recognize him. It's Ifan, who you met aboard the ship on the way...
Just stand aside, won't you, mate? This is...
Lone wolves decide their own business.
The thug freezes in fear for a moment.
Pay up, elf. No one shorts griff. Especially not one of you.
Burrow looks you both up and down.
Ah, get out of here.
The elf smiles and bows to you.
Follow me, before more of them trouble us. There is a safe place.
Ifan rolls his sleeve.
Good work there.
He stretches out one rough hand to shake yours. He grips your hand tight.
Say, you don't look all that. I've just got a small errand to run. And then I'll be looking to get the hell out of here, while I've still got a neck to collar. How about we stick together until we get out?
He shrugs. Look,
mercenaries. It's a job. My job. Everyone needs to make a living.
the little black cat trailing you hisses at him, hair raising a ridge along its back. Without batting an eyelid, the man rumbles a lupine growl. The cat hides behind your leg, mewling.
Gonna pray all day, buddy?
That's the truth. For me, why not help each other get out of here? The usual way. Haphazard, 2 heads are better than 1. And when push comes to shove, 4 fists are...
He grins, sharp teeth.
So, before we hit the road, it's best survival's my main priority. I'll use every trick in the book to keep us alive. But if a wayfarer's not what you're after, I've got other skills. What do you need? Can do.
He scans the horizon.
Right you are.
Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy? Hello? You gonna pray all day, buddy?
The cat's eyes are clouded and grey, but it stares at you with... It appears confused.
I'd say we're making good progress already, no? I am too, I must say. Good to know someone's got your back when the going's tough.
Ifan shrugs off his backpack and reaches into its step.
Have a read of my contract and find... So, time to find this Boris fellow. Ah, you've read my contract. What does that look in your eye mean?
He raises an eyebrow and folds his arms.
Me, not you. But you can come along for the ride. Good to know. And like what?
I saw what you did there, convincing Burrow not to lay the law down on that elf. Why do you want to help one of them?
You watch yourself.
Oddballs.
Bloody cavies. Too big for their boots, as usual. They ought to keep out of our air. You know, elves, dwarfs, lizards, undesirables.
Oh, I don't feel so good.
Amidst a crowd of screws, bolts, and scraps of metal,
And what you after?
a grin cracks.
Sure thing.
Get bent. I ain't. Just seeing how it's made.
She looks up.
You looking to buy something? Found it in the scrap heap not so long ago. Never knew her to be much of a wrench head back in the day, but once she joined the order, she started, oh, I don't know. She was a sweet soul. Quiet. People do change.
She nods once.
You looking to buy something? Or do you just want to waste my time with a whole lot of questions? For you? Hell no. Worthy is exactly the right word. You know, someone who's proven himself might earn my time. All manner of things.
The The woman looks up as you approach, wiping her...
What do you need? Ha! The hammer got you curious. Yeah, funny name for a gal like that. When I knew her, the
She nods once.
Clever lass, her. No wonder what... Oh, I don't know. She was a... People do change, don't they?
The Magister stares at the ground, unaware of your presence.
The Divine is dead. The Bishop is all we have left. Really? It's all I can think of.
Her voice trails to silence.
I do wish Alexander would ascend sooner rather than later. They say his powers are not developing as they should. They blame the... It's quite the pickle. I put my faith in the Bishop. Reminds me of his father. And I wish it every night. More than anything. Oh, yes. But who didn't then? He was driving the...
As you approach the unsmiling Magister, Ifan catches your arm and speaks to you with some urgency.
I need to talk to this one for a few moments. Alone.
Ifan strides up to the Magister, speaking in a calm and controlled voice. Though you can't hear what he...
Stop! I'll give you the information. Here.
Ifan walks back to you, leaving the quick... Ifan catches you looking over at him. He raises his eyebrows.
What?
He barks a laugh, then shakes it.
I wanted some information. That Magister wanted to negotiate. I negotiated. Oh, it's just practice. All in the way you... I only do it when it's necessary. And it was necessary back there. He wanted me to kill someone. I didn't want to kill them. Being a little impolite seemed the... That's about the size of it for me, all right.
After reading the scrap of paper he took from the Magister...
Go on, keep... Have off.
He grumbles.
Enjoy your stay, lassie.
Leave me. Go. Get away. Get...
She groans in pain.
Frightfully busy at the moment, love. Haven't got any liquor on hand, have you? This fella could use a little comfort. Wouldn't be a proper healer if I didn't. All the wars.
The old dog whimpers sadly.
Goats.
Yet so quickly, we find sources so dense.
So this is Fort Joy.
What's your hands, Pipsqueak? What are you loitering round here for? I got my good eye on you, bub. Make it quick. Hell if I know. Don't rightly know if it can be done. If they take the sauce out of you, well, sure. Pellamine made it as far as the Hollow Marshes even. They dragged his corpse. I never seen one myself, but me cousin up in Gore said one a pit. Easy,
A delivery. Surely you'll have one.
Crab, snake face. Ain't fit for beasts.
Hey, Freshie. What you heard about a crate of stolen supplies? And don't you lie to me now. Huh. What do I need your help for? If you're done wasting my time...
Bow your head, please! If we chant the endless prayer, the next divine will ascend! It isn't the words you speak, but rather that you speak them. Prophecy says that only our devotion will restore him. So do I. By the divine, so do I. Some blame the Voidwoken for Alexander's failure to ascend.
Hey, I know you.
Losa, the dark-eyed jokester you met aboard the ship, waved.
Back then, I was Madame Josephine Gribbles de You. Glad nothing like a nice tentacle slap across the moor to set the tone for the week, eh? How'd you escape? Me too. Did you hear something? When you were in the water, I mean. I heard the same thing. Do you know what this means?
Losa's voice catches in her throat. The jaw. She is stock-still, waxy-skinned, her eyes dark. Greyish-black veins run from her eyes down her cheeks. Her head snaps to you mechanically, and a light suddenly flashes back into her face.
Anyway, what were we talking about? Ah, it's nothing really. It's just, I'm just a bit, well, a bit hospitable. Put it like this. You've never been a host, I bet. That's because you're an infested clump of leaves on the side of the road. But I'm a roadside inn. Red door, like a goddamn gold star inn for the disembodied. Now, isn't that just the question of the hour? I can't be sure just yet. So, how are you enjoying the joy? Yeah, same story here. So, you want to check this place out together? Strength in numbers and all that. It does, right? Before we head out, I've got more than a few tricks. Lately, I've been into the enchanting arts, but I can shoot, slash, summon, steal, whatever your little black heart desires. So, what'll it be? I'm not afraid of getting my hands greasy, if that's what you mean. What are you interested in exactly? I know the feeling. Sounds fine. So, yeah? Well, that was easier than I thought.
Hey, oddball. Think I saw a lizard. Hey, oddball. Think I saw a lizard.
You come to fight. You come to prove yourself. You come to be worthy. There can be only one.
She scoffs.
To prove you are the one.
That sounds like the talk of someone unaccustomed to victory.
Nice. Just nice. Hoping the next batch is better than...
She sizes you up as you approach. Her eyes now...
You've yet to experience the joy and pain of true combat, I see. It's true that you sag like an arthritic, yet I see potential in you. You have a reason to fight. The spirit of the One is everywhere. It exists beyond... I believe you could, but it's not certain. That's a tale only you can tell. I fight not to be named the One, but to reveal the One. It is the wise choice.
A deep grumble emerges from him, as if...
Well, get a load of you. You got swagger, I'll give you that. But I reckon I could squash you like a bug with just... It's a fighting arena. A temple of sorts. Glad I found it. Spent half my life ripping apart men and mages, sometimes for pay. Sure, as powerful as anyone else seems to me, my blade doesn't discriminate. It cuts a... Ain't much to tell. The old lady figured she might as well teach her sport. Didn't know about the source in me until it was too late. Rushed out at me like some kind of flaming wind. Was nothing left of her to bury but a hand. It's a fighting arena. A temple of sorts. Glad I found it. Spent half my life ripping apart the One. It might sound crazy to you, but it's just the way of it. You battle in the arenas. You get divine power if you come out on top. Yep. One thing the old woman... And let me tell you, runt...
He grumbles what's... The Magister doesn't notice you.
Save your spirit to fight the Reaper.
Out my face, or I'll punch your lights out.
He smacks your hand away.
You're trying to kill me, ain't you? Those bleeding fools think they run the place, but I showed them. Shut your trap. Let's get your ugly mug out of here.
Tired of the view in here yet?
He freezes and shoots you a wary glance, looking for all the world.
Well, why not? Go ahead.
Save your spirit to fight the Reaper.
Not much, I'll tell you that. Why? What do you think of them? Sharp eyes, but they can't keep the likes of us locked up too long, I'll wager. Come on, let's poke around.
Is that thing eating corpses?
The creature heaves through lips gummed with human gore. It turns to you.
You. Now, a little query. Where grows the yarrow? Quickly now, for I haven't much time. Maybe I unscrew your lid and poke about inside and set your memory straight. Would that please you? Can you not remember now? Are you mad? Yarrow loves the beach. Yarrow loves...
Prepare yourself. Glory is mine.
A healer's walk is never done.
A little reprieve from the din outside.
I know they help. No one tells me there are so many children in this Fort Joy. Your kind I handle, but small ones. An elf lives forever, if she's...
As you approach the young elf, Losa...
Hey, listen, I don't know if you mind.
She jerks her hand away.
I can't. I just need to talk.
She turns towards Sahela. She darts over to the elf, and Losa suddenly snatches up...
You have to tell me.
The whites of Losa's eyes fade to grey, then black.
It rises in you even now, Losa. Do not let... Be strong. You are okay. You are yours. No one else's.
Shut up. Let go. Let go. I don't want to hurt her.
Losa is rigid as a board, tense with the...
Leave me alone.
You are hurting me.
Losa's eyes are black.
Let me go.
A sinister smile spreads across Losa's lips.
Chatty elf. Chatty elf.
Losa, you must not defend her. She wakes if she is weakened. We must hurt her to protect her, you see?
I bet the elf blood. Let's find out.
You must weaken her to help her.
You okay? Yeah, thanks. What? Don't look at me like that. Good. I don't. Let's keep moving. I want to get out of this bloody place as soon as possible. Yes, it is.
I know they help.
Hey. Hi. Easy. I'd say we get out of this place. Don't know how long they plan to keep...
The young girl's eyes are covered, but she turns towards you when you approach.
Ah, hello. I see you come a long way. I see you come here seeking a great adventure. I see it before my eyes. Your life is not your own. Your life...
Her eyebrows shoot up.
There can be a way. Amiro knows. But he is gone. Do you see him? My protector, my friend. And he is caught by those who hurt him. I wish so much for his return. And he tells you what you see. You bring me great peace. I see something that helps. I see a lizard. He is a lizard of many dreams, of far feeling. You do not free Amiro without him. Yes, please ask. Oh, I do not cover my eyes. I cover the place they used to. He is a very blind man. You understand when you meet him, after you escape. It is safer here. We make no trouble. My home is far. Your language gives me some trouble. I knew we must be here. I know they help.
A human? You stink. No. I'm a lizard. I just didn't grow my scales yet. Yes, you were. Now... Are you from the ancient empire? Maybe you know my mum. You don't know that. Her name was Helene, and she served the bailiff. I'm playing Helene. Hero...
Whack! Back, evil ogre, or I'll get you with my... I'll spare you this time. You're really fun. Hey, I'm gonna hide somewhere in the... Ready? Go!
Thank you for your help with that, thug. Rare is the human who goes against their own for an elf.
She bows.
It gives me great pain. I'm with my family. We are making beautiful magic. We are healing a I hear of no escapes. The only way out is through. Through the Magisters, through their cure. In this cave, we trust the healer. She is young, but she sees. She knows more than we know. Wait, before you go, I am not here without your help. I do not forget this. For you, a prize. Thank you.
I feel him, but I do not see him.
My unlikely friend. What do you need?
I feel uneasy here. None.